and welcome everybody, and welcome to the big Train World virtual train show. And we appreciate everyone for joining tonight. And it's the last of our Train World virtual series this week. And we had a great time, had a bunch of great manufacturers, and we really enjoyed everyone tuning in. We've had a huge amount of success, tons of views. So we really appreciate everything and everyone joining us. And my name is Ken Bianco Jr. from Train World, and we'll just go around the horn and introduce the panelists for tonight. We are missing one person, but hopefully they'll be on a little later today. If not, we'll give him some good old train grief afterwards. But so I'll kick it over to James Wright. How you doing, James?
Good, Ken. Great to be with you for night 3 of this train show, and look forward to hearing from all the companies here. I've seen and heard of all the products from all the companies, but hope to see some surprises tonight for future releases. So we'll see what's in store.
Sounds good. And we'll go around the horn and new time guest, Classic Metalworks. And let me unmute your mic there. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
All right, not bad. And you guys make some vehicles for N-Scale and HO and also O-Scale vehicles, so glad to have you. How about Alex from Kato? How you doing, Alex?
Pretty good. How you doing, Ken? Glad to be joining on day 3, but day 1 for Kato here on the show.
That's right. Usually we're in Amherst right now and freezing, but this will do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're glad to be here, Ken.
All right, thanks for joining. And we have Intermountain Railway. How we doing? Hold on, let me unmute you.
Ron Angstead,
How you doing?
Intermountain president, and we're out in Colorado. Happy to join you all. Good to see you all here tonight. It's going to be fun.
All right, thanks for joining us, Ron. And we'll switch it over. Let me unmute Zach. How you doing, Zach?
I'm great, Ken. Thank you very much for having us tonight. This is I'm Zach Thompson. I'm the director of product marketing from Walthers, and we're kind of seeing you all, and we're very happy to have a chance to talk with all the rail fans and modelers that are out there. Should be a lot of fun.
All right, thanks, Zach. And we also have Jarrett from Atlas. How you doing, Jarrett?
Hey, Kenny. Nice to be here tonight. Like you said, normally this would be the time we'd be up in Springfield, Massachusetts, freezing our butts off. But it's nice to be here in my toasty little home and be sharing some new products, new arrivals with everybody, and just happy to be here tonight. Thanks a lot, Ken.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jarrett. And Rapido Trains. Let me unmute you, Matt. Hold on. There you go.
Hey, Ken. Hey, everyone. How you doing?
All right, Matt.
Good to be here south of the Canadian border, but we're here, so.
It sounds good. And yes, some people already noticed we are missing Broadway tonight, but hopefully we could send a good old fax to Ken to join us tonight. But we still have a great lineup for tonight, and we're really excited. Throughout the week, we had a ton of new announcements from different manufacturers. So a lot of people really excited and tons of different scales. And James, you mentioned a lot from G-Scale too, different scales, N-Scale, HO. We had O-Scale last night. So a lot of different manufacturers, different scales, lots of new product. And we're excited to get another roundabout dose of train footage tonight. So thank you everybody for joining, and we're going to kick it off with Jarrett for tonight's episode. So Jarrett, we'll kick it off to you.
Great, sounds good, Kenny. That's awesome. So I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to jump right into Atlas's 2021 new arrivals. This is all locomotives freight cars, tracking accessories that have arrived during the month of January and will be arriving throughout February. So all in all, there's probably 4 or 5 containers that we've had come in between the beginning of December and will be coming in February, chock filled with lots and lots of Atlas products for you Atlas fans out there. So I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to hope that I don't have technical problems with sharing it. Let's see if you can see this. Can you just let me know?
Perfect.
Okay, all right, we got it. So, like I said, this is the winter 2021 new arrivals catalog, and one of the first products that I want to highlight, go to page 4. We're doing this in both N and HO scale. It's an Atlas Master 5800 series plastic hopper, and this model, really unique model. These are awesome, lettered for great names: BASF, Eastman, Tennessee, this Amoco, got a Wells Fargo rail, very nice, new model. But the real highlight of this run is the Christmas graffiti car that we announced, just a little bit ago. It came in, for the holidays. But for those of you that missed out on this model, there's going to be another shipment of these Christmas graffiti cars arriving in February. So if you missed out on it, you can get these things again. We recreated the paint scheme that you can see here. It's very festive holiday scheme with Santa Claus and Elf, Frosty the Snowman, and there was a graffiti artist that had some holiday spirit, and they painted up this train with this graffiti. And these models are available in both N and HO, and the N scale is $29.95, the HO scale is $45.95. So this is just a really cool model. Let me see if I can get back here. Okay, so moving on, I don't want to just show you just the models the whole time. We'll do a little camera switch to keep things interesting. So moving on, I have another really unique model that was painted up with some very different paint schemes that I like to share with you. And let me just switch it back. So the first one, here we go. First one I'm going to show you is the 25,500 gallon tank car in both N and HO scale. This paint scheme, very unique. It's a Louisiana hot sauce logo on the side of this tank car. Contrary to what you might think, Kenny, it's not hot sauce that's inside this tank car, but it actually does carry the primary ingredient that's in hot sauce, that's vinegar. So it's 25,000 gallons of vinegar. This goes on a ride down the rails and arrives at commercial kitchens, salad dressing, plants. And it's just a more unique paint scheme. It's not something that you always see. You see a lot of gray, black, just traditionally painted, very plain paint schemes. This one has a pretty cool logo on the side of it. And also after that, we did this kind of a unique paint scheme also on the side of this 25,000 gallon tank car. There's also, we have a theme going. We are, this was a paint scheme on the side of a car that Atlas's CEO, Paul Graff, actually took a picture of while he was rail fanning. A lot of people in the industry are rail fans. They go out to the tracks. That means they go out there, take pictures of the trains. He took this great shot of this train, and there's actually Kung Fu fighters on the side of this train that someone did graffiti art of. Just a more unique train. These are going to be arriving in February. So definitely check out these 25,500 gallon tank cars. We did them in O scale. Now we're doing them in N and HO. They'll be arriving very soon. This is the original picture that he took right here. It's actually, this is the prototype of the car that was awaiting delivery to a local hillside salad dressing factory. So that's kind of the behind the scenes of how that got created. Moving on, we're going to go to page 8 of the arrival catalog and show you the new N-scale GP20 locomotives. These locomotives are available in the paint schemes that you see here: Burlington Northern, Conrail, EMD Demonstrator, Santa Fe, Southern Pacific, and Union Pacific. These models are available sound ready along with sound. The silver sound ready models are $129 and the gold are $239.95. These come with literally all the bells and whistles. The 20 sound effects that are available. There's a shutdown, prime mover sounds, the bell, the air horn, literally all the bells and whistles that you need, that you could want. So let me just make sure that I'm still live. You guys can still hear me. Am I still coming through, Kenny?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, cool. Sounds good. All right, moving on. I'm going to take you guys, show you. Let's see.
Yeah, and Jarrett, that Christmas hopper with the graffiti, I mean, people went crazy for that. So that was really popular. You know, something that people in HO really haven't seen a lot of Christmas stuff for HO. So that was neat.
Yeah, definitely. It was extremely popular. We definitely left some on the table with that. We just didn't know the demand. The demand was a lot higher than we had actually supplied. So that's why we came back with the second run of it. That'll be arriving next month. But yeah, it's beautiful paint, and Atlas has always tried to recreate a model based on what's out there. That's our market. If it existed, we want to scale it down, paint it up just like it was seen on the rails, and it was just a really cool car, and we're going to keep with that theme. Anything that's out there. Our guys, we got lots of guys out there taking shots of trains all the time. And if it was out there and it's colorful and it's creative, we're all about it. And you guys, customers seem to really like it, so we're going to continue. The market, dictates what we make, just like all the manufacturers here, tonight. And people love it, so we're going to continue to bring that out.
That's awesome.
All right, I'm going to take us now. Let's see. I'll make sure I just share my screen here. Let's go. Okay. All right, next up, arriving. Actually, this arrives already. This is in dealer stores now. It's the Atlas Master HO 42-foot coil steel car. Really cool model. We made these in two different body style versions. One is with the covered, with the coverings, and there's also ones without the coverings. So and you can actually take the tops of them off, and you can buy coils that ride in the middle of them. Pretty cool models. Like I said, these all delivered already to dealers. They are $41.95, and just a really just a more unique model. Moving on, we're going to take a look at the HO-840Bs. Let's see what page this is on. 14. -840B. BW and 32 BHW locomotives. We're doing a couple new paint schemes in the Dash 8s, the Albany and Eastern and CSX. We also have new road numbers in UP and Conrail and Santa Fe. And these are just very nice paint schemes here. We're doing new paint on the Dash 840 BW, it's Providence and Worcester. And these favorites have new road numbers on Santa Fe, BNSF, Amtrak, and the Pepsi Can Amtrak scheme, which is a favorite. And all of these models are actually, these just arrived. I was just down at work today and we had a container, it was a 40-foot container that arrived with lots of new products, and these were actually on the container. So look for these very soon at your local dealer. Yeah, just really beautiful models. So now,
Yeah, Jared, on those Dash 832s, I mean the buzz on those are tremendous, and we actually had to stop taking pre-orders on some of those numbers because we were pretty much sold out. Just really nice looking paint schemes and a lot of interest in those. So I think the market's going to be really excited to see those coming in.
yeah, these are really beautiful models, and again, I think the market will really like them. All of these are coming now in every scale that we make now. You can get our gold ESU sound. The ESU sound is amazing. It really captures the sounds of the actual train, what it sounded like. The engineers are great. They put together a great sound package, and it really shines when it's inside the model, and you have that on your layout, and you're blaring the horn. I mean, it's an outstanding model. So just another really cool addition to Atlas's HO product line. So moving on, I'm going to segue into some O-scale stuff now. I don't know if you can see it behind me. I might have to change my camera, but behind me I have our O-scale troop sleepers. I'm going to try to switch up this camera that I just rigged up here. Let me see. It's a little dark, but try to make it work. So it actually illustrates the point I was going to bring up. These models here are it's former Weaver tooling that we bought a number of years ago, and the troop sleepers are really cool. In 1943, during the wartime effort, the U.S. Department of Transportation was trying to figure out how to move around all these troops during the wartime effort, and they contracted with the Pullman Company and to build these troop sleepers. And what you can see is, I'm just going to take this camera and we'll see if you can see it along with me. We actually recreated inside these things where the troops were actually sleeping. So this is the car where the barracks were. They would sleep side by side. I'm not sure if you guys if it's coming across, if you can see it or not, but this is the troop sleeper where they actually slept, and all these are illuminated. Next we have the kitchen car, and maybe you can make out inside there and see there's actually kitchen countertops and sinks inside there. There's different prep stations, so we recreated all the details that you would see actually inside these things. And this last one is the medical car, the medic car. And inside here, I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually a quarantine area. Like if a troop got sick, they would go in there and be quarantined. So, we just tried to recreate exactly what what you would see on the real model, and that goes for the interior details also. And these models are available at just around $99.95, and they will be arriving just at the beginning of Q2. So, we're talking March, April timeframe, just right in there. And that is pretty much it that I have for the products that I wanted to show. I'll just, mention that to keep up with anything that's Atlas News related, to go to shop.atlasrr.com and sign up for our newsletter. And that's pretty much everything that I had prepared tonight, Kenny. And I'll just turn it back to you, or anybody else has questions. And that's pretty much all I got tonight.
All right. And where's your daughter? No guest appearance?
Where is my daughter? Where is she?
There you go. Bye-bye. Thank you. That's it. She's going to be the next superstar for Atlas model trains.
That's right. She's the she's the president. She's the future president of Atlas.
Very cool. Very cool. Very nice. Now we're excited for all your new product coming in, and we can't wait to get it in. So very cool.
That's great. Thanks a lot, Kenny. I appreciate being here tonight. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks, Jared. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
All right. All right. And that was Jared. And Atlas has tons of HO N scale product, and also tons of track. I mean, people know Atlas because of their track started out and now just evolved into a huge company who's selling all different scales, and I think even Z scale now with Flex Track. So great to have Jared on tonight. And we're going to continue, and we're going to add some more Walthers crews tonight. Let's see. All right, we'll do Zach and Dana. How you doing?
Hey, Ken.
All right. So who's going first?
Well, Ken, we need to get my other PC up if you can let that in the room.
That one, it says device is not connected.
All right, I'll try a share screen and just see if that'll work.
Okay. That one works.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
Well, it's hard to follow. I don't have a cute daughter, let alone a daughter at all. So we're at a showstopper there, but we'll give it a try. So as I said at the beginning, I'm Zach Thompson. We're here from Walthers, and I'm here with Dana Koala. Dana's our product manager. And we're very happy to kind of see everybody. I wish we could actually see you guys in person. It's like you said, it's Amherst time. I'm used to hanging out and talking trains at this point, but here we are. So we're going to cover a couple of topics. We're going to go over some new arrivals and some recent announcements with all that stuff mixed in. And first, we're going to lead off with the Walthers National Model Railroad Build-Off. It's about to kick off. And I'd like to give a few highlights of what you can find at our official website, walthers.com/NMRBO21, as you see it there. The submissions for the 2020 contest, they were absolutely amazing. Which, frankly, made the job of the judges very difficult to do, to say the least. But it's really kind of a cool thing, and it's a celebration of modeling in general. So I'm going to show you a couple examples. So these are our winners. These are champions from the 2020 series. And you can see that there's different categories for teams and adults and kids, and just, it was a lot of great work that was being done. And people were able to kind of follow along with this and see all the examples of great modeling that was going on as we went through the program. And really, it's, like I said, it's a celebration of modeling, and it's a way for us to kind of highlight the folks that are out there doing a lot of great work, folks like the people that are watching right now today. So this year, we're going to see the return of the adult individual, the adult team, the youth class. And we're going to be introducing a new open class too. We're going to be bringing in some new second and third place awards. The prize pool itself is larger than it was last year. And the residents of the United States, for everybody except for Maryland, North Dakota, and Colorado, are eligible for those first three classes. it's just a legal thing. We wish we could get around it, but we can't. But the way that we're kind of compromising with that is to make this new open class. So the open class is available to residents of all 50 states. They're able to compete in the open category. And it's also available for people that want to model N scale, HO scale, or O scale. So we really opened it up this year. So we're starting off on February 1st. That's when the contest begins. And at that point, people can order the starter bundles that are out there for the first 3 categories. And then over the course of the next 4 months, the build is on. We'll start to see all sorts of creative modeling as these railroad scenes come together. And I'm sure that Ken and the guys at Trainland Train World will be able to help out with folks fleshing out their layout, getting all those detail pieces, kind of getting the last flourishes that they need for their models. And then finally, the entries are due on May 30th with us picking the winners in mid-July. So we're going to be sharing all the progress with the community along the way. And we're actually pretty darn excited to see what comes up this year, because last year it was amazing, and that was just our first year doing it. This is the second year, and we're really looking forward to it. All right, Dana, I'll send it over to you.
All right, thanks, Zach. We're also really excited to announce the introduction of new Walthers track components in codes 83 and 100. This new track is newly designed, and it's going to give modelers really the best possible foundation for their new layouts. In addition to FlexTrack, the Walthers track line is also going to include a full range of code 100 and code 83 turnouts. And these offer several key features versus the older turnouts. These are going to have one-piece point and closure rails, which will provide better electrical conductivity, and they'll also look a lot more realistic, more like the real thing. They have snap action switch points, so they can be used for manual operation right out of the box, or the spring can be really easily removed for use with a switch machine. And they're also realistically detailed. Each tie has molded spike and tie plate details. And all the new track and turnouts are completely compatible with the older original Walthers track. So if you're adding on to a layout, you can just put this right into place. And right now, the code 83 and code 100 FlexTrack is in stock now. And we know modelers have been waiting, especially those that are building layouts for the number 4, number 5, number 6 turnouts. And those code 83 turnouts are actually going to be delivered next month. So those are on the way, and the other components, including number 8 and number 10 turnouts, are going to be shipping throughout the spring. So again, we're really excited to be able to have this in stock and available for modelers. So I'll just send it back to you, Zach, to talk about more recent arrivals.
All right, so I don't mean to geek out, but we received this new car in December, mid-December, and it's probably one of my favorite cars that we have in Walthers Proto. It's the Thrall all-door box car, and it's just such a really well-detailed model with all the separately applied parts. It's got all the latch bars and the handles and things like that. It's just, it adds a lot of depth to the model, and it adds a lot of interest to a consist as it's rolling through. So this is available right now. This is actually in stock, and that just came in about a month ago. Dana?
Yeah, these cars are pretty good looking too. These are the new Scene Master Ford vehicles. These are HO scale. They're officially licensed by Ford. These include Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor, as well as Expedition Special Service vehicles. They're highly detailed. They include interiors, clear windows, and separate rolling wheels. And both the Crown Vic and the Expedition are available in several unmarked and marked police and emergency and fire schemes, with or without non-operating light bars. The Crown Victoria sells for $11.98. The Expeditions are $14.98 each. And these are in stock now. So back to you, Zach.
So I'm going to use that as a magic segue into talking about some other Ford models. We just announced the fact that we're bringing back the Walthers Auto Series, and this is going to have some new tools in it. We're going to be returning some long favorite tools that people have been looking for. And it's a great way to give modelers opportunity to model a very hugely important industry within America. And where it's appropriate, the buildings, they'll have Ford signage as well, and it's fully licensed Ford signage.
And also as part of the Auto Series, we're bringing back new runs of both the bi-level and the tri-level auto racks. These cars are based on common prototypes that ran from the 70s until now. These are highly detailed cars. They have factory applied grab irons, ladders, and brake details. They also feature metal Protomax couplers and the correct scale 33-inch diameter wheel sets. Both versions sell for $64.99. The bi-levels, they'll be available next month in February, with the tri-levels coming in March. And another car that's supporting the Auto Series are these 50-foot Evans cushion coil cars. Each car features a removable hoods in 3 different styles, as appropriate for the prototype. We have round hoods, angled hoods, and glass fiber hoods. Each car features etched metal walkways, separate grab irons and other details, correct scale 36-inch diameter wheels, and metal Protomax knuckle couplers. These are Walthers Proto cars, so they're really, decked out to the max. These cars as well, we have separate coil loads available for those that wish to add them. And the cars sell for $59.98 each. In addition, we're also offering an undecorated kit for the glass fiber hoods for anybody that wants to make their own custom hoods. And these are available as a 2-pack for $14.98 each. And expected delivery for both the cars and the hoods is August of 21. Now, next, we'll take a look at some of the structures that are in the Auto Series, as Zach had mentioned. First up, we have the stamping plant. This is an all-new structure model, and it includes both the plant building, the office, and the substation. It retails for $69.98, and the delivery for this one is expected in April 2021. Below that, we have an automobile transloading terminal, and this includes 2 loading and unloading ramps. It includes a guardhouse and gate, a chain link fence. This is a real versatile kit because you could use it on its own for a scene, or you could also add it to one of the other auto structures to make a bigger facility. The MSRP for this one is $59.98, and it's going to be here in March of 21. Following that, we have the tire plant. This is a brick curtain wall building, which fits a wide variety of eras from the 1920s to the present. The structure has a rail dock, and it also has the big prominent carbon black silo in front, so you can really tell what it is. The expected delivery for this one is February of 21 with an MSRP of $79.98. And below that, we have the Ford Central Office building. This is based on an actual building that Ford operated in Dearborn, Michigan. They built it in the 1920s and used it until the late 90s. Even if you don't model the auto industry, the structure, it would make a great hospital, a school, or even any other large urban structure. So it's a versatile kit. Expected delivery is March of 21, and the MSRP is $64.98. And in addition, the last structure, as you saw in the slide when Zach introduced the series, we're also offering the assembly plant in the Auto Series. And that one is expected to be here in April of 21, and its MSRP is $89.98.
All right. So first off, I'm loving the comments that are coming in here, Ken. This is really a cool setup that you have. So
yeah,
on
a lot of people love
our Jeep 9. Well, I'm glad. I think we're all glad that we got so many great fans out there. So talking about this Proto Jeep 9, this is a project that we've been working on for a very long time. We're excited to finally announce it. This Jeep 9 Phase 2 locomotive. And what we did is we tooled this up with the main spotting features for Phase 2. There's a louver pattern on the side that's telltale for Phase 2 versions of this locomotive. And then also, and I think I can actually see there's a cursor that you guys can see on here, right? One of the other key spotting features that you have, and it's on some in this release and not on others, it's on the Norfolk Western, the PC, and the Sioux, is you've got a slightly different sill arrangement, where on the CP rail you see the normal sill arrangement with the fuel filler right in this spot, kind of closer to the middle. On the N and W, you see it's closer to the front of the locomotive or the short hood of the locomotive, depending upon how they operated it. So those are a couple of the key spotting features that make it a Phase 2 locomotive. We've got 6 different paint schemes that are on this release, and with those 6 different paint schemes, they each have their own road-specific features. So that includes a lot of different types of spark arresters. There's the non-lifting, there's a super non-lifting, and then Norfolk and Western has their own style. There's all sorts of different headlight types, and you've got the Western column beacon that you can see there on the UP units. So they've all got a little bit something different, which is kind of fun because otherwise the Jeep 9s are kind of this plain Jane locomotive. So we've taken care to tool up all the different detail features that you need to make them look like the real thing, even though they're all very a standard locomotive that's out there. One thing I will mention too, all the Walthers proto locomotives, they all come with the same pulling power, the same mechanism in them. So every proto locomotive that you got has a very high powered pulling mechanism with a lot of torque. So these are also going to be coming out in the summer in June, and they've got an undecorated unit as well too that I've got to mention. It comes with something like 30 different detail parts. Don't quote me on that, but it's a ton. It's a ton. It's gonna be this huge couple bags that are in the undecorated unit. So it's a really good value too. So they're gonna be available both in standard DC and DCC, and they're coming back out in the summer, I think June 2021. Back to you, Dana.
Yeah, Zach, before you go further, sorry, Dana, to cut you
No
off.
worries.
That CP paint scheme is really nice. What do you think about that, James?
Beautiful. And Walthers, they were talking about the mechanism. Walthers, I've got some of my oldest locomotives that still have no issues. They run like a Swiss watch. I haven't had any like warranty repairs or anything. Their motors are just excellent. So very smooth runners, slow speed control is great. And, it's what you expect from Walthers Proto, but just wanted to make a point that they don't give me any trouble at all.
Cool. Thanks, James.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the whole point, right? We want people to just be able to enjoy their trains and not have to worry about them running well. So I'm glad to hear that. All right, I will fast forward here, Dana.
Okay.
We'll get you back to where you need to be.
No, that's fine. And here, yeah, not to leave out Walthers Mainline, we have another run of the Walthers Mainline 57-foot mechanical reefers. These cars, the last run sold out really quickly for us. They're based on PCNF cars that were built in the late 60s, and I think they were in service into the 2000s. These cars also feature either Keystone or Hydra Cushion underframes as appropriate for the prototype, 9-foot Youngstown plug doors, which have separate latch detail, a Stanray peaked roof with a capped exhaust stack, and a whole bunch of other prototypical details. The cars ride on 70-ton roller-bearing trucks. Again, they have the correct 33-inch scale metal wheels. They also include Protomax metal knuckle couplers. They're available in three numbers each of 7 paint schemes, and the reefers have an expected delivery of April 21 and an MSRP of $31.98. So back to you, Zach.
Okay. Finally, the last thing we've got to announce here today, we've got some new N-scale structures that we're announcing at Cornerstone. And first off, we've got the Metalhead Barn and Silo kit. It comes with both. And then we've got the Lancaster Farmhouse kit. You can see them both built up here. These things are perfect for any era from the 20th century on. We're in Wisconsin here. You drive anywhere outside of a city in Wisconsin, this is what you see. So they're fantastic new models that cover a really wide era range. And they're going to be available next month, actually. So that is our presentation, Ken. I will stop sharing. Thank you guys very much for your time.
Thank you.
Zach and Dana, do you guys think you could possibly come up with a few more things? There wasn't very many listed there.
We'll try to cover more categories next time.
Yeah, really.
No, great lineup of items, and I saw some comments. Dana, you're with the Walthers team now, and it's good to see you there.
Yeah,
thank you. A great asset. I was talking to Zach pre-show, and I think they made the right move there, and I'm sure you're already making waves and making great change and great improvements over there at Walthers. So it's good to see you.
There's not much need for improvement there, James, but it's a lot of fun.
Well, there's always new products. I'm sure you got your hand in that a little bit.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yep. And so it's good to see you over there with the Walthers team. A lot of great products. Just seeing all the Walthers structures, which at some point I'll get to putting on a layout if I can find a house first. But we'll be able to take a look at more Walthers products and especially the structures, because they're just so finely detailed, and then you're able to acquire the Ford licensing, UPS licensing, so we can actually use licensed products on our layout is very neat as well. So thanks for your time, guys.
Well, we
Thank you.
appreciate it. And that, like I said before, we would just really like to have a chance to talk with the audience, and we miss it. We miss it a lot. So thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Looks like Milwaukee will be the first big show.
I hope so.
Maybe.
It's
Yep.
been it's been really weird to have a year with no train shows. So it's been kind of a bummer.
Yep. Well, thanks for your time, guys. I'll kick it back over to Ken so he can, because I'm not sure who's the lineup is next there.
Very good, guys. Thank you, Walters. Appreciate it. And we're going to take it over now to let's do Rapido. And let me invite Bobby on. And so we got Bobby and Matt. I'm not sure which one of you guys want to go and talk first.
Well, Ken, thanks for having us. Like the other presenters have said, you know, it's good to be here, good to talk with everybody. And I think everybody's sort of missing the show aspect of it. You know, it's one of those things, you're at the show and you never know if you want to go do another show again, but whenever they dry up, you miss them.
Exactly.
So,
and I just want to let both of you guys know that every manufacturer wanted to know if Jason was going to be on because he would take up the whole show.
no, that's why they had to send two of us.
Yeah. Very good.
So, I'm going to talk about one of the latest announcements that we announced there towards the end of December, and then I'm going to hand it off to Bobby. And I'm going to first talk about the E8s that were announced on Christmas Day. So I will be sharing the screen, and nope, screen, there we go. All right, so this is one of the first renders of the E8, and this exploded rendering just shows all the different variations that we're doing with this. We scanned a prototype of this out in Southern California, one of the UP units that was out at the Orange Empire Railway Museum. They've since renamed it, and the name escapes me right now, but we have done a 3D scan of this. So this is the first E8 that has the prototypical accurate hood contours and nose contours because it's been scanned off of an actual prototype. And that's one of the things that Rapido likes to do whenever we can get available to a prototype with these contours like this, is we like to do a 3D scan of it just to make it as accurate as possible. Up until some of this technology has existed, you know, it's been very close, and models out there are very good looking, but now we can say that these are accurate to the prototype, the hood and the nose contours and everything like that. But what this exploded diagram here is showing is just all the different detail variations that we're doing on this. This is one of the most accurate E8 models that will be on the market. We've got all the different porthole configurations, you know, portholes down the whole side, just the front, or no portholes. We've got the different steam generator hatches on the rear of the locomotive body. We've got the different dynamics. We've got the different sand fills. We've got the different headlight, the nose and the door, and then the different pilot. So just numerous variations, numerous differences to be one of the most accurate E8 models on the market.
That's HO, right, Matt?
And yes, this is in HO.
Gotcha.
One of the other renders that I wanted to show is the underframe. Along with all of the detail on the outside, the underframe, I geek out at some of this stuff, but the underframe is just as impressive because this whole section right here, that's in the pastel green now, is all of the zinc alloy frame. So this locomotive is going to have plenty of pulling power, and especially whenever you MU multiple units, it should be able to pull just about any passenger train that you may have that you need to consist. Let's see some of the other renderings that we have of the locomotive, just to show how these are going to be coming. This is one of the Amtrak units. And these are still initial 3D renderings. There have been refinements made to these, or going to be made to these, to just make sure that they're as accurate as possible. Here is one of the Erie-Lackawanna units. With the multiple nose headlights and everything like that. Different from the Amtrak unit, of course. And then different roof shots to show the winterization hatches, the different steam generator hatch details. Just numerous variations on these E8s.
Now, Matt, you gotta, to get these renderings, don't you guys have like a 3D scan process you go through?
So to get the actual renderings, so like the 3D that I showed earlier, these 3Ds, we can take this with the software that we have, and we can spit out these images here to get these nice images, because these images are actually based on that 3D CAD. The 3D scan of the actual prototype is what is done. It's a laser that goes over the whatever you're measuring, in this case the locomotives, and then the engineering team takes the feedback from those laser dimensions and then creates the 3D out of that. So it's a multi-step process. The 3D from the laser scan is then scaled down to HO, and then these renderings are spit out and then continue to be refined. So,
but it makes it like one of the most accurate ways to really measure a locomotive, correct?
Exactly, especially on these complex contours. So, but here we have the Pennsylvania unit showing the train phone antennas. Just one of the key spotting features on the Pennsy units, and I think it's just a really cool feature on these. So definitely can tell that that's a Pennsy locomotive. And then rear views, you know, you've got the rear lights on the back. You've got the grabs going up the side for roof access. And again, the Pennsy units have yet another steam generator hatch variation, and then the portholes down the side. So very detailed, very road specific, and so far has been very well received. I know that there were some changes that were made not long after the announcement, like we added more Union Pacific B units to the pre-order availability, because a lot of the times the UP, the name trains, or just UP trains in general, passenger trains, whenever they would run the equipment, it would always be one A unit and multiple B units. And a lot of modelers let us know that, hey, can you make more than one B unit available for the UP unit? So that's how the multiple B units came about for pre-order. So now it should be one A unit, an A and a B unit, and then two single B units are available for pre-order on these guys.
Yeah, and Matt, I think you forgot the biggest thing about these units. The original, I guess the Amtrak version, the black paint scheme that you guys came out with, you sold out 500 pieces in like 3 days. I mean, that's insane. It's incredible, and everybody was like up over arms over it, because it was like you posted it. It was a beautiful looking engine, and a lot of people didn't have a chance, but thankfully you guys were able to reopen it up to let other people get a chance for it. But it was insane, the frenzy that you got everyone into.
Yeah, that one took everybody by surprise. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Now, James, were you able to grab one in the first 3 days, or were you able to get it through the second batch?
I'm going to have to wait for what's up my alley, which is the E9s. If they do them, I'm pretty sure they will. But the Union Pacific Excursion E9s, I didn't even know about the announcement. I had viewers messaging me asking if they were going to be doing the Union Pacific E9s, and I said, Rapido, what are you talking about? And then I had to go catch up with the announcement that they had announced the E8s. So we hope to see that in the future, but I'll probably get an E8 just to show everybody because it's, it's generated a lot of buzz as Rapido does with almost everything they come out with.
Well, one thing I'd like to highlight, and that goes on what you're saying, James, is don't forget one more thing that we have that we've actually 3D scanned is the PA locomotive, the PA and the PAB. That order deadline will be closing out in March. Open it up and share screen here. So following right behind the
Yeah, James,
there we go.
You got it?
Yeah, the share screen thing went kind of funky on me.
Are you guys releasing the one you scanned out there, Doyle McCormick's nickel plate?
We scanned the it was the next Santa Fe, became D&H, and then it went to Doyle McCormick, and he repainted it into nickel plate. So that was the one we scanned. Now, granted, the one we did scan did have a lot of differences from the actual production models, so there was a lot of compromise into it. But yeah, something's there. You go. So one thing I'll notice is that the rivets and the bolts are not on here. That's something that they'll put on at the last minute on the molds. That's so we can get everything adjusted to everything on the car body first. So you'll notice here it's got the correct shoe, all the paneling. Now let's jump around for me. Hold on.
Now,
There you
Bobby,
go. So some of the parts you can see here. Ooh, that's for later.
PA that, or before that was the PAs that you guys are coming out with, right?
Yeah. Wait, can you repeat that again? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
These are the brand new PAs that in HO scale that you guys are coming out with.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
These will be headed to, I think, March 15th is the deadline on them for pre-ordering. Once we hit that phase, then I'll start heading into production. So now, granted, the Chinese New Year starts in a couple of weeks. So once that's over, the E8s we'll start heading into production. Following that, once we get that wrapped up, sometime maybe a couple of weeks after we get the pre-orders in, we'll start working on the PA locomotives. Now here's a good view of the trucks. Now one thing I like to highlight is all of the piping. Check out all the piping on the underside of the body near the frame. So if you notice a lot of truck details and then all the extra piping, something that has not been replicated before. And so now leading in from that, talking about deadlines, I know a couple of days ago you were talking to Jordan and Bill, and I know you were talking about a lot of the E8 features and whatnot. I'm going to mention about the February 15th deadlines. They'll be the Bud Manor Sleepers and the Bud Baggage Dorms. And then March 15th, we'll have the PA and the PABs, as well as the X72 boxcar and the GLA hoppers. And coming up probably before a couple weeks, we're going to have the M420 locomotives, the MLW M420 locomotives will be arriving at the warehouse. And I'm not 100% sure if it's before or after. The modernized FL9s will also be arriving. And so let me pull up that screen. Now, bear with me, my camera broke, so I'm using a different laptop, so this is painfully slow right now. Yeah, so that's why Matt went up before, without me. My laptop camera broke 2 minutes before this was starting. It worked 5 minutes before it started, and then tested it out one more time, and then the camera broke. So, go figure.
We're never going to hear the end of this from
Everything's
Jason.
thrown off, so if you can let me have it later. But
while you try to figure that out, sharing, let me share my screen on this, the black paint scheme, the 4316 Amtrak. And we still have a little room on these, but this was a monster announcement by Rapido HO. I don't know why James is sleeping on this, because everybody has been jumping on the bandwagon on this one. So definitely stay tuned for that. But
man, there's so much coming out, I can't keep up. It's and then it'll be 2 or 3 years later, and I'm like, where was I?
Yeah.
So for East of Hudson commuter modelers, we have the modernized FL9. So you'll notice here at Metro North. I also have it. You're probably not going to see me, but I have a sample here. In fact, I'm supposed to shoot the video for it tomorrow or this weekend. With that Metro North Condot. Okay, this is not going in order. See, it's exactly what happens when your camera breaks. Everything's out of order. Well, there's the E8 again. But we have Condot, Metro North, new Metro North when they painted 2 into New York Central, and a few others as well. But all that is coming within the next couple of weeks. Once we get that in, be a little bit, but before the next couple of shipments. But we also have some new announcements coming up in the next newsletter. So if everybody's not subscribed to the newsletter, I advise everybody to subscribe to the newsletter off the website. And that way you can stay up to date on all the news and all the new products, deadlines. And like I said, we have a few new announcements coming up, brand new tooling. Both scales, HO and N, and maybe a couple more N-scale stuff later in the summer too, before too long.
Well, that sounds good, and hopefully you guys don't announce it on a holiday, and we could all get our orders in on time.
Well, believe it or not, a funny story about that. We announced it on Christmas Day, and I write all the newsletters now, so I had written the newsletter, had it set up, sent it out, everything ready the day before, and I happened to check a few things, and someone mentioned to me that I think the E8s are at a certain percent sold out. So then I asked Jordan, I said, what is it at right now? And he's like, it was around 3 o'clock Christmas Day. He goes, oh, the E8s are at 6% sold out, or the Amtrak one. And by the next morning, I think it was the 26th, by 8 a.m. to 26, completely sold out. So it took us maybe 36 hours to sell the whole thing out.
Crazy. Very good.
Everybody's got to up production numbers. It's hard to get a hold of this stuff.
Yeah, it was. It shouldn't be surprising. It was a little bit surprising, but I mean, it's amazing. It's really good. It's in a good direction, and it's a project that can last us for many years. And that's the big thing about it. There's just so many different paint schemes, variations, and as Matt was saying, there's just so much stuff you can do with the whole thing that it'll last us for, a good 10, 15 years. And I keep seeing the messages pop up from people about the Horizon cars and how good they did. And that's something that we'll have to look at doing down the road again too, but maybe not too long from now. Because I do believe that most of the phases sold out pretty fast, and you can't really find anything right now. It's only been about 3-4 weeks since we shipped them, so stuff to look forward to. Everybody will just have to keep an eye on the newsletter and anything that we announce.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Matt and Bobby from Rapido Trains. Really appreciate it, and we'll stay tuned on the lookout for even more models than you're already coming out with, because the lineup's tremendous. So appreciate you two, and we'll kick it over. We'll go a little. Actually, I was going to say N-Scale, but N-Scale and HO. We'll switch it over to Alex from Kato USA. How you doing, Alex? Oh, let me.
Good. Sorry.
No problem. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Ken?
All right.
We appreciate. I know it's been said many times before, but we do appreciate you having us on. And again, with us not doing shows this year, and seemingly, probably until November when we get to have the next one, we do appreciate you guys actually doing this. You and James both. It's kind of nice for us as manufacturers and all of our customers to be able to at least look at some of the new products and some of the new announcements that we have. So we appreciate you doing this.
Oh, thank you for joining us.
Yep. So I'm going to go over probably 3 new announcements that we had between November and this month in January, and then I want to briefly mention a couple of things that we do have in stock that we're still selling now. So the first thing I want to mention is back in November, we announced, and I'm going to share my screen here in just a second. We announced this is going to be our first production run of it. We announced the GS4 in a post-war black paint scheme. So I'm going to show you this right now. This is our first time doing this paint scheme. Now I'm going to show you the announcement first, and I'll show you some pictures here. So this is the announcement for. So this is going to be the GS4 post-war black. So what I have here is a reference. So during World War II and prior, the Southern Pacific actually had a Southern Pacific Lines paint scheme, which is basically just as you see here, is in smaller font, usually at the top. Southern Pacific Lines. So after World War II, there were some GS4s that were painted in this all-black paint scheme, but it has the big thick Southern Pacific on there, and I'll show you another picture of it here in a little bit that kind of has some more details on it. But the provisional pre-order for it went really well, so we are going to be manufacturing this. This is going to be available later this year, and the retail on it for this is going to be $240. The post-war black with e-issue Loc-Sound, this is still to be determined, but this is going to be the tentative price for it. And I'm going to really quickly show you some pictures of it, or at least one picture of it. I don't have the complete model yet, but I'll at least show you the concept art for it. This is available on our website too for anyone that wants to actually see this. But this is the concept art for the post-war GS4 Black. Again, available later this year. So this is post 1946 to probably 1950, from what I was told. So along with this, that's going to be coming a little later. We are going to be doing another run. Yeah, we are going to be doing another one of the Southern Pacific Daylights. This is going to be in the Southern Pacific line. So this is going to be an early Southern Pacific paint scheme for the locomotive. So during the war and pre-war, this will be available again in a 10-car set and 2-car add-on. We're anticipating this probably to be around the November-December timeframe for delivery. We haven't announced this yet, so this is something brand new that I'm telling you here. And again, this is going to be available later this year. And this will also be available with e-issue Loc-Sound, which is the first time that we've offered it from the factory with pre-installed e-issue Loc-Sound.
Very nice.
And another thing too, like these GS4s have been one of the best sellers for us. I mean, we first started manufacturing this locomotive in 2008. And since then, the sales for this have just exploded. I mean, we have so many people that know that this locomotive is one of the most popular ones that we have out there. Of course, this pulls Southern Pacific Daylight. This is one of our most popular models that we have. So something new that some of you or at least some of the modelers may have seen from our announcement this month. And that is our announcement. Again, this is not a new concept, but this is new for Kato, at least in the sense here. I don't know why this is doing that. So I will try it again. There we go. Should be better. Kato USA is going to be releasing a flexible track. So obviously all the models out there know about Pico and obviously Atlas. You know, this is not, again, like I said, not a new concept, but we are going to be, and Japan has had this for quite some time, but we are going to be releasing a flexible piece of track, very similar to what's out there already. And this is still code 80. So this is still the same code as all Kato track. And I have some pictures here, or at least for this announcement. Along with this, we're going to be releasing some cork bed, which I'll show you here in some pictures here in a little bit, along with some mounting nails and a terminal joiner to go along with it, and of course the individual joiners as well. This information is going to be found on our website soon, so it's not quite available yet to take a look for all the customers going to our website, but it will be up shortly. And again, I saw in the past that there are some rumors going around on some of the Facebook chats that this is actually Atlas track that we import. This is not. This is actually Kato Flex track that they've had in Japan, selling for a while. So this is Kato USA's first time actually selling it here in the United States. So I'm going to show you I'm going to show you some pictures, a little bit of details about how this works, or at least how it looks, at least from this sense. So Kato has an Atlas conversion piece. So what this basically is, and we've had this on the market for quite some time, but this is a little piece of our Unitrack. So over here, we of course have our signature unijoiners, and then on the other end here, actually, let me see it real quick. Sorry, there's a lot of pictures here. This is a picture of our. Oops. This is a quick picture of what the conversion piece looks like. So it has, again, our unijoiner here, and this is a piece that can connect to Atlas Flex track or really any type of individual piece of track that's not connected to any type of road bed. So let's see, as you can see here, oops, I do have this connected here. So it does mount very well. The cork, when it is on there with the track, it is the same exact height as our Kato Unitrack. So in the early stages of questions that we've been having with this product is, will it line up with the existing Kato Unitrack? And the answer is yes. As long as you have the cork bed below it, it will match up pretty much exactly. And again, with the joiners, you can connect it here, and then that would mount straight to the connector piece here. Now, another option that modelers have too is you can obviously just take the joiners off of this section, and you can just add the individual metal joiners that are available separately, or you can just use the joiners like our own unijoiners that are on here already with this. The fit isn't really that tight from my quick little experience with it, so I'd probably recommend, if you are going to use a piece of track that is not this adapter piece for Atlas, I'd probably just take this joiner off and put the individual joiners that we have for these flex tracks. These are going to be available, we're looking at right now, mid-summer of this year. So for those of you that, and again, we've had some pretty good excitement about it. We are looking forward to having it. Again, this is, I guess, Kato's first flex at having flex track. So we are looking forward to seeing how this is going to go over. It has been pretty popular so far. We have gotten quite a bit of pre-orders for it, and this will be available in the mass market. So if anybody is looking to get it, looking to integrate some of this flex track in their layout that is Kato, they'll be able to. Again, like I said, this is code 80. This is still the nickel silver rails that we have always had. So this is one of the new excitements that we've had. One more thing I'd like to show you guys today, and this was just announced, I think it was this month, we're coming out with, and this is the N-Scale Pocket Line Series Steeple Cab Electric Locomotive. something a little unique and different that we have had from the past. So this locomotive is actually still used today, or at least a similarity of it on the Iowa Traction Railway. This is a 1920s type locomotive. One of the main things that we've been trying to look at are locomotives that can go around. We do have a unit tram set, which is basically a piece of street track that modelers can use to integrate like within a city or things like that. So these type of locomotives are going to be perfect for a lot of those smaller type layouts. There's a lot of people out there that we get phone calls from all the time that have really tight curves, maybe 7 inches or 6 inches. This is the type of locomotive that's going to be able to fit around those curves and go around those curves. As many people know that, larger locomotives don't go around those tight curves. So this is going to retail for $45. It is a very competitive price for this type of engine, although it is small. And I do have a quick little sample of it here. So it is going to have the knuckle couplers on it. It's going to have at least a flexible pantograph, as you see here. But it will be painted in this orange color that you see here. And I actually have kind of a better picture of it than what that one was.
Yeah, bring it up. Weren't you just showing it, Alex? By hand?
Oh, this right here? Yeah.
Very
But
cool.
this picture here will give you a little more better example of the paint scheme here. So it is going to be like a bright orange, almost like a daylight orange color. And this will be a Kato traction. It's not going to be a specific railroad that we have to it. And then this is an example that I found, that we have in our R&D file, but this is what the Iowa traction looks like. So it's not gonna be exact, but at least something similar, and the colors match pretty well. But again, this is gonna be a locomotive that we're gonna have that's gonna be able to fit a lot more tighter radius curves. Again, this is gonna be available very shortly. This is a $45 retail price locomotive, so very, very competitive. And also, Ken, I wanted to let you know, real quick before I move on here to a couple of things that we currently have in stock. This is from Junpei. He wanted me to let you know that when he announced this on Instagram, that he was very upset that Trainwell did not like and share the post.
Oh, no.
So to show his appreciation, he's going to fly by real quick.
Very great. Oh, man. I'm very sorry, Junpei. I missed it.
It's okay. You can make it up for him after this.
I got to tell our marketing team to get you in for a little photo shoot and extra street cred on the marketing side.
Absolutely.
Sorry about that. I'm going to make a note of that. I got to tell our guys to get on that.
He's been planning this all day. So
I'm literally writing that down. Junpei photo. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
And I appreciate that. But I did want to say, back on that little locomotive.
Yes, sir.
We get a lot of comments that engine prices are going up, trains are so expensive. This is an affordable locomotive. It actually moves. I had a double check on price when I saw it, and I was like, this can't be right. That's got a motor in it. And
it's a very affordable price. I mean, it's got one of our signature cordless motors in there. It actually has pretty decent pull. We're recommending that modelers either have like our mixed hopper set or a small mixed freight train set, which we do offer too. That'd be like perfect to pull with it. Yeah, I mean, the retail price on this is just so competitive. It's so great. I mean, especially for a model, that's on a budget that just wants something to run, especially like a beginner. This is the perfect locomotive to have.
Yeah. Awesome.
So for the new announcements, that's pretty much it. I did want to mention that we do still have, for all the fans out there, we do still have some N-Scale 20th Century Limiteds. They've been selling like hotcakes. It's been crazy with this set. And I know, Ken, I was on a past show with you, and we were talking about this a little more in depth. And the buzz on that then was just as big as it is now. I mean, we've been selling those really well. So those are still available. Another item that we do still have that we just received here in the past week or two is the N-Scale SD70 ACE powered by our People unit. I'm going to pull it up real quick. It was flickering again, so I shut it off. So this is the picture of it here. I also have the model right here. We have sold over 1,600 models in the past 2 weeks.
Wow.
So
Good for you guys.
this is selling so very quickly. We've had a lot of good responses to it. As you can see from the picture, Japan did a really good job with all the concept art. As you can see all the workers here. Japan did just an amazing job. So these are still available now for those that are looking to get it. This is still available with DCC and sound as well. The sound versions are going to take a little bit of time, but we are going to have those released here shortly. And the DCC versions are being shipped. Actually, I just shipped some today, so they'll be shipping out now and a little bit later on next week as well.
Very cool. Very nice.
So that's all I really have for you guys tonight. So.
All right. Very cool.
Alex.
Yes, sir.
Before you go, the Amtrak HO scale baggage cars, I don't know if you guys announced them or were considering announcing them.
Yeah, so we did announce them. We are going to do them. I don't have a lot of specific information on them yet. That was more or less just a preliminary announcement for them. We are going to be doing the HO scale Viewliner 2 baggage cars. Anticipated right now will be probably towards the end of the year, but we really can't confirm that yet. We're still in talks with the factory about all the minor details on that. So but once we have more information, we're hoping to have some in the next couple of months. We'll be sure to send out another announcement, and I'll be doing an announcement video here probably next month. I'll explain a little bit more on that as we get more information on it.
Okay. Yeah, the Kato P42s, I know were a big hit on my channel, had over 500,000 views on that review.
Yeah.
I think it's like one of the most viewed reviews I have, if I can say that slowly. And then your N-scale stuff's just excellent too. They both are very reliable and smooth drives and quiet. So
yeah,
thanks
well, thank you very much. Yeah. Oh no, go ahead, James.
Oh, I was just saying thanks for what you guys do. You make a quality product in HO and in.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean we are really excited again about the Viewliner 2, and we're excited for all the new products that will be coming out this year. And again, we appreciate being on the show, guys. It's been a lot of fun. Look forward to doing this again.
Without a doubt. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it.
No problem.
And we're going to try something new this show. And we haven't done this before, but we have a very special company coming in, Classic Metalworks. Now, we haven't had them on before, but a lot of people are interested in detailing their layouts with little cars. And it's a huge part of everybody's layout. Everybody has to have at least 40, 50 cars on the layout. And I'm going to introduce Classic Metalworks. How you guys doing? Oh, let me unmute you. Hold on. There you go.
Yeah, we're doing good. Thanks for having us on here. We're excited to show you guys what we got.
And can you introduce yourself to everyone out there?
Yep, I am Chad. I'm the marketing manager here at Round 2. So, and this is Doug.
Yep. Hey, hello, everybody.
So Doug's a member of our Classic Metalworks team. He's also our resident train chaser, and he's a big asset when it comes to picking out what vehicles would be great on layouts and all of that kind of stuff, and looking into licensing. So I got Doug here to make sure that I say everything right. You know.
All right. So what do you guys got for us?
We've got a lot of really cool stuff. We're kind of going to, we'll go chronologically here. So we do a lot of, as you mentioned, accessories and vehicular stuff. So a lot of our newly available stuff that just came out, like just hit that we got, some accessories. We have our Coca-Cola license. So this is our HO 50s to 60s chest coolers, Coca-Cola chest coolers, to put in a layout and kind of put outside of your shops and all of that stuff. Also, our 1970s Coca-Cola vending machines. These just hit this month. So Coke's a license that we're really happy to get, and there's a lot of really great stuff that we've been able to put out with them. And so we're also doing 50s to 60s candy machines that are coming out for your layout, and of course 50s to 60s cigarette machines too. So you got to have that realism when it's 50s and 60s with all the cigarettes and stuff. But we're also have a lot of really cool stuff coming out in vehicular this month, or that just hit. One is our tooling for the 1955 Ford sedan. So this is a tool that's been put out before under Classic Metalworks. We have 3 new colors for it. This first one here is in this blue color. Just a great looking car for that, for the 50s era stuff. There's another variation here. That's the taxi cab version of the 1955 Ford sedan that's coming out. And there's the other variation here. I believe that one is that coral, Doug?
Yes, coral, mist, and black.
Yep. So that's for also newly available that we just had coming out. We started on these 41 to 46 Chevy fire trucks that we've been working on. So it's got that fire truck back end to put into your layout there. There's a red variation.
Sorry to cut you guys off. Can you also talk the each scale when you guys show a product?
Yeah, these are all HO. This is our most
asking,
HO scales. Yeah.
Scale. They do O scale, HO, and N scale.
Yeah.
They were just showing the HO scale product, just to clarify for the comments there. Sorry about that.
Yep. These are all HO. So, yeah, those are the 41 to 46 Chevy fire trucks. And then the next one that we've done, we have an HO and N both. And that is our new 57 Chevy septic trucks, which are really neat. So there's a look at the HO one here in silver and beige for that.
Smith service.
And yeah, there's a Smith service for the other variation for the septic trucks. A lot of different ones you can do to put into your layout.
For the N-scale modeler,
there's those smaller versions there. We usually do our N scales in 2 packs for those, and there's a look at N scale for that other variation there. And there's kind of like we have been expanding a little more too, to do some building stuff that we hadn't tried yet, and utilize some of our really good licenses. So we have some stuff that's on the water. This is a Coca-Cola bottling plant in HO scale that is coming out. So this should be hitting. We expect it to be in February, sometime in February, for it to come in. So it's fully detailed, already painted, and all of that stuff for the bottling plant. And we also have this water tower, which is comes with a light on that. It's also a Coca-Cola water tower. So you can put that on top of the bottling plant. You can put it on top of any other building that you have to throw on there. And like I said, lights up and all of that stuff. And we do a lot with gasoline licenses too, because part of what we do in die-cast also, we have a lot of gasoline licenses. So this is our HO scale Gulf service station that's coming out next month. So again, already pre-detailed and ready to go to throw onto your layout. And then we do have, that's everything kind of for February. We got a little more stuff coming too, but that's the main stuff we wanted to show for that. April releases, we have a lot of really exciting stuff coming for April. One of those is a brand new tool for us. This is our 1973 Chevy square body pickup truck. So this is the first release that we've ever done for this 73 pickup. And kind of what we did with this, it's a truck that you see all the time in farms or in rural areas that'll be great on a layout. And the way that we tool a lot of these, this truck in particular, you can do, there's 3 different grills we did for the front of it. We have a fleet side bed, we have a step side bed, these first 3 colors in light blue and red and yellow. And different grills on the front end let us do years all the way from 1973 to 1979, and all different kinds of deco, work trucks, all of that stuff. So we'll have a lot of different variations coming out for these trucks to put in your layout, so they're not all looking the same. And we also have another new tool that we worked on. We've done 1 release for this one. We have a 1974, 75, and 76 Buick Estate Wagon. So we've done 1 release of those. These are in HO and N scale both. So you're looking at our HO scale versions now. This is the first time we've done the 1976. So this has a different front end. than the one release we did for the 1974. It's a great vehicle, especially for layouts, just because it's everything that everybody thinks of when they grew up, in the 70s, riding in these with their parents and all of that kind of stuff. And so our previous release, we did wood paneling on the side for the 74. These are kind of a more solid color. So we've got a lot of really neat variations that we can do with that. And also in that April release, we will have this 1936 Ford sedan. This one is not a new tool. It's a tool that's been done before by Classic Metalworks, but these are 3 new liveries or decos that we've done. So we've got a black one, a burgundy one, and then the yellow cab company version. And they have a lot of really awesome detail that we pride ourselves on. We're like vehicular maniacs here, so we spend a lot of time looking into the detail for that. So it's got kind of matte roofs and all of that to give it the soft top look up on the top there, where the top slid back on those 36 Ford sedans. And we also have another big announcement. I know we're kind of running through a lot pretty fast here, but we have we've acquired some new licenses as well that we kind of have yet to announce with some pretty big beer brands. So we recently have acquired Miller High Life, Coors Banquet, Hams, and Leinenkugels. So I know some of you guys were talking about you're out of Milwaukee, so I'm sure you'll love the Leinenkugels stuff that we've got coming out. So we have a sneak peek for 2021. This is mid-year release deco that we'll be doing. These aren't even on our price list yet, so it's kind of the first time anybody's been able to see these. The first one we're going to do is this 55 to 57 Chevy reefer truck, and this is the Miller High Life variation of it. So it's got the cooled reefer conditioning unit on the top of it and the vintage Miller High Life look in that 55 to 57. Also, we'll be doing the Leinenkugels version of it for the 55 to 57. And again, just those great looking vintage Leinenkugels graphics for that. And we will be doing with our Coors license, actually a 1954 International, this is an R190 flatbed. So with this one, it's a little bit different. We went Coors malted milk actually for this 54. So this one, the flatbed will come with 55-gallon drums on it with all the Coors malted milk logos on them. And again, just great stuff to put in the layout. We'll be kind of utilizing these licenses a lot like how we do Coca-Cola too, where we can do a lot of different really neat stuff with them. So we're super excited about those coming out. Another big thing that we have coming out are our gasoline tanker trucks. And again, we're utilizing a lot of our gas licenses that we have. So this is the 1960 Ford F500. This is the Chevron gasoline version, if you guys can see there. And that old school 1960s Chevron logos. And we also have done Texaco gasoline, just a great looking tanker truck for that one coming out. And to go with our service station, we will have a Golf version of that as well, Golf gasoline version of that in the orange and black. So,
and these will also be available in N-scale also.
Yep, these are HO for the layouts, but the N-scale will be very similar deco for those variations of it. Also, we last year came out with our bottle truck. So this is the 41 to 46 Chevy bottle truck. We did a Coca-Cola version a while back. I believe, was the first one red, Doug? Or was
Yes. Yes.
We did a red Coca-Cola version. So this is the vintage yellow and red Coca-Cola bottle truck. So the back end bottle truck was new tooling from last year. We will have that coming out as part of the 2021 mid-year plan. And Kool-Aid. So this is our Kool-Aid license that we're working with. This is actually Kool-Aid carbonated soda beverages, which was something that was done way back in the day, which I wasn't even aware of until we started looking into it. So we thought it was very exciting to kind of do something a little different, and that throwback with all that old Kool-Aid stuff. So that's pretty much all the stuff that we've got right now coming out. We do have more more, but we kind of wanted to just touch on the highlights and run through kind of the big licenses and the other big stuff that we're working on. So we'll have a lot more stuff that we'll be announcing if you go on round2corp.com and check out our site and all of that. But it's a ton of stuff. We're really, really excited about it. And
Sure.
I got some questions for you guys.
yeah, go ahead.
The first one is, where are you guys based out of?
We're in South Bend, Indiana.
Oh, okay, I'm originally from Indiana. That's cool. I'm
That's where
from central Indiana, but
yeah.
Yep. And then my second question is, have you considered ever doing 187 aircraft? Because there's a huge lack of that in the hobby, and a lot of people always bother me about it. So
we have not at this point, but obviously, yeah, that's something that we could potentially look at doing. Yes.
Okay. And then the last question is, for the beer line of products, have you thought about doing Pabst Blue Ribbon and Old Milwaukee, making it half the price and making it taste bad?
You know, it'd be nice if it was all kind of grouped in together like that, or maybe if you could charge half for PBR stuff, right? But
that would
really
that would be a funny marketing scheme, actually. Like you do certain beers like half price and like the premium beers higher. That would be really funny.
Yeah. Keep them down. Yeah, it kind of worked out well where we those beer brands kind of were all held by the same license, so we were able to kind of get some really cool licenses all together in one licensing contract, and so there's a lot of really cool stuff we can do with them. So I don't know. We're excited. Well, definitely, if the beer stuff goes well, it's something that we can always look into too.
Sure.
Well, that airplane idea is a freebie for you guys. So
well, we appreciate it.
Great, thanks.
they're all freebies, right? You hear 1,000 different ideas at every show, so I just wanted to make sure I gave you one so you felt like you're actually at a train show.
Yeah, we like all the ideas. I mean, we get a lot of great ones.
That's good. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. And we sell the amount of cars that we go through of your company is unbelievable. It's phenomenal. I like to claim myself as Crazy Ken just because of selling your little classic Metalworks vehicles, but that's neither here or there. But
it's good to hear. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you stopping on, and it was a good learning experience, including myself. It was good to see those structures. So
thank you for having us. We're really excited about coming on here, so we really appreciate it.
Yeah, sure do.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. And so great accessories for the layout. And we're gonna now go to Ron from Intermountain Railway, and let me just unmute you. I know you've been patiently waiting. And how you doing, Ron?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for the introduction, and thanks for including us in the show. It's easy to be patient when there's so much great new product coming out, and we get a chance to hear from all these manufacturers. So this is an awesome venue, and in lieu of face-to-face train shows, this is fantastic. I appreciate you guys doing this. So, and so Intermountain has a bunch of great new announcements. We'll keep it pretty brief because I know it's getting late, especially out on the East Coast with you guys. So, but we have in the last 18 months, our supply chain of our three suppliers has really come along and developed nicely, and are doing some good capacity and great high quality stuff. So we've gotten in some really good new product, and we've got a bunch more on the way and a bunch more in the works. So let me get into a couple that I'm really excited about. First off, an American staple of grain cars, our HO scale 4750 cubic foot 3-bay hopper. We've got a new run of these that just came in a couple weeks ago, and we've been filling orders. They're selling fantastic. Some of the awesome features about this car are the etched stainless steel see-through running board. I'll hold it up to the camera so you guys can get a real good look at it. It's stainless steel, very thin, and it's chem etched, so done well. It's also got fantastic combination of injection molded plastic parts that are very finely detailed, including all the brake cylinders and the brake wheel, some of the other detail, along with some etched metal parts that go on the ends and stirrups, and then some wire formed detail. To all, that combination keeps this as prototypically accurate as we can for an HO scale car. So one of our little famous little cars that you see all over the country, and especially across the Midwest. This particular production run includes obviously the famous Burlington Northern paint scheme, along with 18 additional paint schemes. I'll run through the list real quick for you. Kansas City Southern, CSX, Illinois Central Gulf, Grain Train, BNSF, Clem Co-op, Santa Fe, AM Grain Express, the UP Bicentennial Red, White, and Blue car, and the State Line Elevator cars are all included. And each one of these will have 6 car numbers included with them as well. So a really good mix of grain cars coming down the pipe, and we're shipping those right now. So if our customers out there don't have orders in yet, they need to place orders with Ken on Train World or one of our other dealers, and to look at all the paint schemes that we have available, just jump on the irctrains.com website. So that's an exciting freight car that we got coming in, and this one's been a long time coming, but we're very, very excited about our next production run that is already on the water, on the way from overseas. And this is the HO scale Tier 4 locomotive. We've done a run of these in the past, and it's been a while since we've had them back in stock. They're great runners. They're fantastic detail. Some of the features here, we've got 5 road names available, and it's Union Pacific in this fantastic patriotic paint scheme with the red, white, and blue American flag proudly flying. Canadian National, BNSF, Norfolk Southern, and CSX are all in this release. And again, those are on the water and will be here very, very shortly. A matter of days. We'll be shipping in February. Let's see. We've retooled the diagonal exhaust, which is an awesome feature. I don't know if you can, how well you can see it with the camera, but that's tooled up specific to be accurate per the road name. Okay, there's multiple types of exhaust housing. Road numbers, the antennas are specific and again tooled up to be accurate per the road. I don't know if I can get you in focus there or not, but a bunch of really great detail on the top of that locomotive as well. Of course, we have the etched stainless steel see-through grills. And there's a number of panels all over this locomotive that have the etched metal parts. And then, of course, the ESU V5 sound decoder has an option, to have sound or non-sound DCC. Go ahead. You got a question.
Sorry, no, sorry to interrupt, but this is a good chance for customers to grab this, because the first time you guys came out with it, it was hot as a pistol. I mean, everybody was jumping on it, and I think James even did some videos on it. And
James did a great review on this. You remember what episode that was, James?
Oh, I don't know. We're up to 700 now. I tell you one thing though. One thing that brings a tear to my eye is those tinted windows, because you guys actually listened to. I don't know if it was just me, but I brought up the fact that, a lot of modelers wanted tinted windows because that's what's on the real thing, and you guys did that and listened to those folks. So,
well, we take input very seriously from the modeling community, and input coming from you, James, we take very, very seriously. So you had some significant input into that decision, along with several other things that you recommended, and we love that input, and we take it seriously, and we do everything we can to make these models as good as we can possibly produce them. This is a great runner too, by the way. It's a lot of different lighting features as well that are accurate, specific to each road. So really cool locomotive.
Yeah, James, I remember that video that you did, and the amount of cars that it pulled, and Ron, I think you guys did also another video as well on it, and
Right.
just the pulling power, and I heard people just talking about how good that motor is, and
Yeah.
you know, usually people say, oh, that's a nice model, that's a nice model, but you don't hear, wow, that motor is amazing.
Yeah.
But you really did a fantastic job on this engine. So really great that you guys are coming out with it again for the chance that people missed out the first batch.
Well, we're very excited about it, and we've got, you know, we got some air freighted samples in, and this one goes on my desk. So I got mine already because I know that they're going to go pretty quick. And I know you'll do well with them again, Ken. You always do. So.
And the Intermountain Tier 4 videos have a total. I've done 3 different videos. They've got a total of over 100,000 views because people are just so excited about that product and what you guys bring to the table with that. So it's really great.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. We appreciate it.
The BNSF paint scheme too is just gorgeous on that. So. And all good winners. So it's going to be.
Yeah, and I wish I had one of each paint scheme here to show you, but I only brought the UP here tonight. But you'll see them soon. They'll be on our website, and of course Ken will have them in the store and promoting them as well. So, okay, well, moving along, we've got another run of HO scale auto racks that are also shipped and on the water. These seem to sell out as fast as we can get them produced. So this is the second run in a short period of months. This production run will include the following paint schemes. And actually, I guess I should, for your viewers, you guys are very familiar with this, but this one's kind of becoming famous, and you can see the see-through quality of these etched stainless steel metal walks. Just amazing for photography or for putting silhouettes in the cars. The doors operate, so you can model these open or closed. And again, tons of great detail. You can get a look there. The paint schemes that are going to be available on those auto racks are two different schemes in the Union Pacific, Grand Trunk Western, Southern, Western Pacific, Conrail, Norfolk Southern, BNSF, CSX, and then the north and south of the continent. I'll try to get this right. Transportación Ferroviaria Mexicano and CP Rail. So we try to get, you know, regional representation for everywhere these babies run, and all the roads that you know, that own these and painted them up in nice paint schemes. And you see all these all over the country. So bi-level auto rack, and those are on the way in. They're not all sold out yet, but they're going quick. And Ken, I know you've had some experience with some great experience with these on the retail side as well. You want to tell us about that?
Man, the first batch was crazy, and you know, it's amazing because other companies do make, you know, similar product. And when I first ordered, I said, you know, another auto rack. But when people saw the see-through and, you know, the details that you put in, people basically threw the other manufacturers out or put it up on eBay, and they had to grab yours. It was unbelievable. And James, I'm sure you could attest to the quality. And Ron, just to let you know, the comments that are rolling in for your product is phenomenal. So it's your team on that.
All right. Well, fantastic. Yeah. Well, we appreciate all the kind words, and you know, our goal is to give our modelers the best product possible for the greatest value. And you know, guys like you guys help us get the word out, and obviously through your retail channels, Ken, you help us get the product into the hands of your customers at the best possible price. And we'll just keep manufacturing them and try to produce the best value on the market that we can. So moving on, we got a couple more things I wanted to touch on today. we have, I don't have a sample of it here, but we have a general service gondola that we're going to be having come in that is in the shipment with the auto racks. So we'll have those available here within a few weeks as well. We have, let's see, HO scale cylindrical hoppers, our colorful grain hoppers that everybody's familiar with. A lot of the Canadian paint schemes and North American paint schemes. Let's see, we have some N-scale products as well. You guys have heard me talk a little bit about this awesome little unit. This is the same bi-level auto rack, and we've partnered with our friend Matt with Fox Valley Models, and we're proud to bring this out. These are in production, or they're getting ready to go in production. They're not in production yet. We're still taking advanced reservations, and we're getting them ramped up. We'll start production, and you can see that's got the see-through etched metal as well, and it's exquisite for HO. It's even more impressive in N scale. So again, beautiful detail all around the entire car. Same paint schemes, all artwork is prototypically accurate. So that's another great product. Thanks to Matt at Fox Valley for helping us make that happen for all of our wonderful N-scale customers out there as well. Speaking of N-scale, we've got the N-scale 5161 Trinity hoppers. We've got also at N-scale the N-scale 4750 cubic foot 3-bay hopper that will have also the etched metal running board on it as well, along with some great fine detail. And then, so any questions about those N-scale products, guys?
There were a few questions that people kept on going up, and I'm not sure if you know offhand. If not, maybe a team address later on. But they just wanted an update on the HO Trinity hopper and also an N-scale cab forward.
Yep. So we have both of those in the schedule, and I don't have any tentative dates yet for that, but I will. We'll review those comments, and we'll get together with our marketing team and see if we can answer those sometime soon.
Cool.
They're not imminent, but they are on the list. So I got two other things I wanted to touch on, and you're going to be real excited about this one too, because Intermountain has another HO scale locomotive that we'd like to unveil that's in production and will be coming down the pipe very soon. And I know we had a couple other announcements about Jeep products. We've got an HO scale GP locomotive. It's the Jeep 16. And I don't know if you're familiar with this Intermountain product, but this is one of the most exquisite HO models that Intermountain's ever produced, along with that Tier 4. And it's just fantastic. It's got all the prototypically accurate detail on it. Again, the combination of finely detailed injection molded plastic, along with etched stainless steel grills and vents and louvers, with wire form detail where it's appropriate. For instance, on the end grabs, let's see if I can give you a good look at those end grabs. But with all the accurate lighting features, ditch lights, just a beautiful model from start to finish. So that one also will be released in a bunch of paint schemes. We've got 16 paint schemes scheduled. I don't have that full list with me right now, but I wanted to show you at least one of these production samples that we've got. So, okay. So we're really excited to be back in the locomotive business and having product that's getting produced and on the water and soon to be out the door. We'll have N-scale locomotive announcements coming up a little later in the year. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is more of a reminder to you all that, you know, nothing runs great unless it's got a good foundation, and it all starts with great wheel sets. And I wanted to mention that Intermountain has for years had a fantastic precision brass wheel set product line, N scale, HO scale, and O scale. I don't have a third hand right now, but we have O scale product line as well. Well, let me grab one here. I gotta show you that we got all three. And these are the best in the business. They run fantastic. They're precision machined, and they are fantastic. And if you want to pull a lot of cars and you want smooth running freight trains, it all starts with those Intermountain wheels. So, and I know that Ken and the rest of our dealers carry a good inventory, and we have in the past we've had trouble keeping them in stock because people do buy them, and they buy a lot of them when they buy them because a lot of times they'll change out everything on the layout and upgrade their freight cars. So, and we have solved that pipeline problem, and those wheel sets will be in stock, and we have a number of different types for each scale as well. So I don't want to keep us all up too late, and I have my bowling league that starts here in a couple hours too, by the way. So
sorry about
that.
Well,
so I want to.
Ron, you're getting a lot of wheel comments. Everybody's saying your wheels are the best.
Oh, great. Well, we appreciate that, and we do believe that that it all starts with a fantastic foundation. So, but with that, I really want to express gratitude on behalf of all of us manufacturers that were involved tonight. To Ken, you and James both. You guys do so much for the hobby. And, obviously there's mutual benefit, but I know you have a love for not only the product lines, but for the people involved and for the hobby in general. And everything you do helps us be a stronger industry and a stronger hobby. And it's all geared toward, giving the consumers what they want and what they need for their home layouts and their contests and their modeling hobbies and everything that goes along with it. So we sure appreciate you guys.
That's awesome, Ron. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you.
And I know James has a healthy Intermountain batch of all your stuff on his layout and all great product, and even your freight cars and rolling stock, Ron. Just they're not overpriced. They're affordable, but they're quality. And I think you guys hit like a real good a niche on the market where you find a home where it's great quality at an affordable price, and you really do great things. And those N-scale auto racks are, I don't think people really understand until they get them on the layout, and they're gonna go like crazy, just like the first HO batch. It was like HO auto rack, and then they see them and it's like, wow, HO auto rack. So we're excited for those.
Yeah, the product speaks for itself, but it's great to have you guys help us get the word out to everybody, because a lot of people would miss out if it weren't for you guys and shows like this to get the word out on all these great new products that are coming out from all the manufacturers. So it's good stuff.
And everybody's wishing you a good bowl, Ron. So
well, thank you.
They want you to bowl a 300.
I will do the best I can. I certainly will.
James, do you bowl?
I do, but it looks a little bit like a controlled crash every time I go down the line.
Very cool. Well, thank you for staying up, Ron. We appreciate it, and I wish you the best in your bowling league tonight, and have fun. And we're excited about the new product coming out, and we'll continue to do our best.
Okay. Thanks again, and a good night to everybody.
Good night. Thank you, Ron.
And just so everybody knows, on the comments section, we're going to still cover Broadway Limited, so don't go yet. I see a lot of people signing off.
Yep. And so Ken, we're not sure what happened with Ken tonight, and we're going to bust his chops tomorrow, and everybody could comment and email, ask where Ken is, and we'll give a shout out to Ken. So he owes us on this one. But James is actually going to cover Ken tonight, and he'll, I guess, go over some product on what you think is cool from Broadway.
Well, first, Ken Jr., I want to tell you a little backstory. It's not a train show without me covering for Ken Silvestri, because I go to a lot of train shows, as you know, and sometimes I see Ken by himself, and he's doing a little dance. I'm like, hey, Ken, you need a break? So I'll usually sit in for Ken at his booth. So this isn't too much different from sitting in for Ken Silvestri at his booth on occasion. and pulling up stuff on my phone to answer questions for people that have Broadway Limited questions. Now, I don't have a head of silver hair. I don't have a head of hair at all. So what I will do is just talk about some Broadway Limited products, and luck would have it that sitting on my layout right now is one of their most recent releases. It's the Chesapeake and Ohio L1. And this is totally unplanned because we did think that Ken would be here tonight, but the L1 is a brass hybrid locomotive, and one thing I do like about Broadway Limited is they are very innovative. You can see, just the back end detail there, the conduit going to the tail light and things like that. I won't go into the full review because there's a review of this locomotive on my channel right now. But the brass hybrid series is mostly brass with just a few pieces of other detailed parts at a really good price compared to what you see in the brass market. And the L1 was produced in the brass market, but you're looking at paying 3 to 5 times the amount for the full brass version. And this comes with the ECC and sound. They also have Paragon 3, which is a kind of like a receiver and a subwoofer and a transmitter on the decoder to give you like a trackside feel with the bass. So it's that subwoofer is kicking out bass. You can control all of that with configuration variables, and you kind of feel the rumble of the locomotive as it goes by you at the layout. And then if the receiver is in a certain spot, it'll kind of fade out and then back in. So it's pretty cool features from Broadway Limited. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you don't have to see my ugly bald head here. Let's see here.
And James, while you do that, I'm just going to take a look at a invoice of what's coming in from Broadway while you share your screen. This way, people know what's, I guess, shipping.
Okay, keep an eye on my screen too, because I don't know. I think it should show okay, but I don't know if I'm supposed to click share audio or not. I'll skip that. Let's see. Okay, so can you see my screen okay?
Yeah.
It's like a little vortex there for a second. But so this is just Broadway Limited's website, and they do have an in-stock list you can always go to, which is up at the top, and a delivery schedule. We talked about the L1 Hudson, which just delivered early this month, late last month. But they've also got P70 Pennsylvania passenger cars, very, very well done passenger cars, lit, smooth runners.
The P70s are actually going to be shipping to dealers, hopefully maybe this week or next week. So those are in the pipeline for a new arrival.
And you can get them in a 2-pack or a single car, so that's always good. It gives you a variation. Now they've got in-scale stuff too, including the EMD SD70 ACE and the George Bush 4-1 scheme. That's his presidential library. Also, got a lot of attention lately from the funeral of George H.W. Bush because it was lead in the funeral train. And they've also got other schemes, including BHP, BNSF, Canadian National, CSX. The EMD demo units are nice, and UP flag scheme. But here's some of the more rarer schemes that people may not know about is the Kansas City Southern Veterans Day unit. They're going to make that an in-scale. Now, a little backstory on this unit from Broadway. Chesapeake and Ohio Heritage unit. A couple of taggers went and took a CSX locomotive, and in the middle of the night, they patched Chesapeake and Ohio on the side and on the nose to make it like a heritage unit. So, I approve of that type of graffiti because I thought it was pretty neat. So they're going to recreate that unit in scale on the SD70 ACE as well. And just, the regular UP, and then we Powered by Our People, which is a UP heritage scheme, or not a heritage scheme, but a commemorative unit that really salutes their staff. So they're going to be doing that unit as well and in scale. And all those units come with a Paragon 3, which is that DCC system I was telling you about, that you can have the trackside experience with the subwoofer if you wish, or it'll run on DC or DCC as well. They're even doing some of the Norfolk Southern Heritage units, including New York Central, Reading. They're doing Erie, Lackawanna, Penn Central, and then some of the UP Heritage, including Katy, Western Pacific, which is one of my favorite, as you see there. And they're doing the Mopac Heritage unit as well. So all of these units are in scale SD70 ACEs for those just kind of joining us, coming out from Broadway Limited. Then you've got Norfolk and Western Class A locomotives, probably most famously number 1218. They're reproducing. Those are coming up very shortly. And again, with Paragon 3. So that's showing 1214, but the scheme, this particular number, if you were to order it from Train World, that would be 1218. So they've got some of the photos just kind of giving you an idea what they look like. And then you've got tank cars. There's a 280 consolidation, GG1s. There's Ken Silvestri. You guys get to see him.
There he is.
I think he's more famous than me too on YouTube.
Ken's more famous than everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a line of groupies every time I see him at a train show. And then I think this might be an all new announcement, the Paragon 3 ATSF 282 locomotive. But again, that's going to be later in May. They're still accepting pre-orders in that, and Train World's a great dealer for Broadway, so you can get all your products there, of course, or your favorite hobby shop. So that kind of covers Broadway. One other thing I want to mention about their products is if you've missed out on something, you can go to this in stock list. You can download the file and see what's still in stock, more often than not. And I actually pay attention to this because sometimes I'm playing from behind on the products. You can see stuff that's already released they still have in stock, which means you can still get it from your favorite dealer, even if your dealer doesn't have it in stock. It's almost like being able to pre-order after the fact. So you can always contact your dealer and be like, hey, can you get me this? I see it's still in stock at Broadway as of this date or whatever. So it's just a pointer. Let me stop screen sharing before we end up in some sort of black hole here.
Very good recap of Ken Silvestri, James. And I hope Ken is well and everyone's safe. Not sure what happened to him tonight, but I do know one time we were gonna have him to the Trainland store, retail store, and this was like maybe 5 years. Ken and us go way back. So he was supposed to fly in from Florida, and he tells me, Ken, I can't come down. It's snowing. I go, you're from Florida. It's not snowing in Florida. And he goes, no, I had to do a stopover in Georgia, and it's snowing in Georgia, and they canceled all the flights. So who knows? It may be another Ken story. So we'll see.
You guys are the two most famous Kens in the whole hobby.
Yeah, maybe the only two Kens in the hobby. But and last show from the Train World Mall, he did have breaking news that Amazon was buying Broadway, but I think that was another Ken little twist. But seriously, hope all is well. But that was a good recap, James. But this was a great week, everyone, and we really appreciate seeing the amount of views, just tremendous throughout all three shows. And even tonight, even now, just the amount of views watching is just incredible. So it really means the world to us and all the manufacturers involved. And, thank you to all the manufacturers. And Ron, you're still hanging tonight. Everybody left tonight early, but we really appreciate them taking the time and talking about their products. And I know this virtual train show is not here to replace any physical train show, and we're not trying to do that. We're just trying to have something for the time being, because I know a lot of people are stuck at home or, you know, on the front lines and, you know, in a stressful situation. So, you know, our thoughts and prayers to everyone dealing with this COVID situation. But, you know, hopefully this gives you some entertainment for the week. And we really appreciate everyone watching. James, thank you so much for being a lovely co-host and for putting in the model railroader aspect of the train reviews as always. So we really appreciate that. And
it's been a great show, and I know it's not a competition, but I think, Ken, you have the record, especially if you take your statistics and mine, for the most viewed virtual shows by far. And it's really a testament to all the work you put in and the manufacturers that have the patience to come on here and hang out with us. But I think it's a good thing to have, like you said, but we do look forward to getting back to regular shows as well.
Without a doubt, James. And, you know, everybody looks forward to your recap videos of the train shows. So hopefully this, you know, is just a little something. But thank you, everyone. All your products you can find at trainworld.com. Shop online 24/7. Thank you so much. And we do have more upcoming events, so always stay tuned. Like us on Facebook and Instagram. We do have a Lionel event coming up, a Bachman Thomas event coming up, and more to come. So stay tuned. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, James. Thank you, Ron. And have a good night, everybody. And thank you, everybody.
Yeah, Ron, I can bowl 300 if you give me 40 frames.
You got it, man. You're always welcome.
All right.
Good night, guys.
Good night.